All right, let's talk about what happens when a perfect plan goes completely, wonderfully wrong. Today, we're diving into the chaotic family comedy Wedding Secrets, a story that shows how the desperate need for everything to be perfect can cause it all to just gloriously fall apart. So, the story kicks off just like you'd imagine. You've got the Engle family all gathered at their home for this beautiful backyard wedding. The parents, Kathy and Richard, are playing the perfect hosts, and everything is set for a total storybook weekend. You know, a perfect picture of family happiness.
But that's the real question here, isn't it? The play sets up this picture-perfect scene just so it can tear it all down piece by hilarious piece. This is a classic comedy of errors, so let's meet the people at the heart of this perfect plan before it all just unravels.
So who are we dealing with here? Well, you've got Kathy, the mother of the bride, and she is desperately trying to keep the whole show on the road. Then there's Richard, the father, who's acting, well, really strange right from the get-go. And of course, Laura and Robert, our happy couple, totally clueless about the storm that's about to hit.
And here's our first clue that things are a little off. Richard, the dad, will not show his face. I'm talking towels, hooded sweatshirts, anything he can get his hands on. It's this small, bizarre detail that plants the first little seed of mystery and shows us that there are already cracks forming in this perfect family image.
And you know, no family gathering is really complete without a bit of drama. As the rest of the siblings show up, that polite, happy surface starts to crack, and an unexpected guest is about to arrive and basically light the fuse on the whole powder keg.
This right here tells you everything you need to know about this family. The nickname Shortcake is a total trigger. When the bride Laura says it, her sister Patty threatens to walk out, but when her brother Steve says the exact same word, he gets a hug. It's just a fantastic and hilarious way to show the deep, complicated history simmering right below the surface.
And then he walks in. Steve's friend, Billy Thomas, arrives, and the script literally just calls him a stud. He's this muscular, magnetic guy who immediately puts every single woman in the house, we're talking sisters, the mother, everyone, under some kind of hypnotic spell. The tension in the room just went from 0 to 100.
Okay, now it's the night before the wedding, and this is where all those little tensions and weird moments start to explode into a full-blown catastrophe.
So what you have here is this perfect domino effect of disaster. First, the grill explodes, sending hot charcoal right into the father's face. In all the chaos, the groom, Robert, dives for a football and lands smack on top of a skunk. And of course, where do they both end up? The emergency room. You just can't make this stuff up.
So let's just take stock, shall we? This is hours before the wedding. The father of the bride has second-degree burns and is wrapped up like a mummy. The groom has a massive gash on his forehead that needed 12 stitches. And, to quote the play directly, he smells like a skunk salad. The big day is already a total train wreck.
You'd think it couldn't possibly get any worse, right? Oh, you'd be wrong. Welcome to the wedding day, where the ceremony itself is about to become the main event for absolute, unfiltered madness.
And here it is, the catalyst for the chaos. The bridesmaid Sally decides to whip up a special batch of brownies by mixing in an entire bag of pot. And wouldn't you know it, she leaves them on the counter, and pretty soon everyone is munching away with no idea what's really in them. And let me tell you, the effects kick in fast, and they are hilarious. Even the priest, Father Barney, starts getting a little loose-lipped. He confesses to the bride's mother about his one true love, a nun. The whole solemn ceremony is just unraveling. But believe it or not, the brownies were just the appetizer. Just when you think things have hit peak absurdity, this happens. A tent pole falls over and crashes directly into the father's beehives, which for some reason he kept right next to where the ceremony was happening.
And this is the final nail in the wedding's coffin. We're talking absolute mayhem. Bees are swarming over 100 guests who were all running and screaming for their lives. The priest is literally being chased down the street by a cloud of angry bees. The wedding is officially and spectacularly over.
But now, the story takes this really interesting turn. You'd think the morning after all this destruction, everyone would be angry and blaming each other. But instead, something totally different happens. It seems that in the wreckage of their perfect plans, the family finds this bizarre, unexpected connection.
So, picture this. The family wakes up, and what's the first thing they see? It's Billy, the stud, passed out cold and completely naked on their living room couch. It's a shocking, hilarious sight.
and it sets the stage for the play's truly unbelievable final moments. So what do? Well, a normal family might find a blanket, right? Not this family. Oh no. Instead of covering him up, they decide to take pictures. One by one, each family member poses for these increasingly wild photos with the unconscious Billy, forming this weird pact to keep their crazy, shared secret forever.
And this quote from the mother, Kathy, it says everything. The disastrous wedding didn't break them. In a weird way, it set them free. By just embracing the absolute absurdity of it all, they've shed all their inhibitions. They're more alive and honest than they've ever been. And the whole thing ends on this perfectly low-key note. After everything, the explosion, the skunk, the drug brownies, the bees, the naked photo shoot, the father, Richard, just raises his bottle and says, "That was interesting." It's the ultimate understated summary of their shared madness.
And that's really what this wild story leaves you thinking about. Maybe a perfect family isn't the one with the perfect wedding. Maybe it's the one that can go through an absolute disaster together and come out on the other side, bound not by tradition, but by a wonderfully insane secret. What a ride.